think it's recording. Hello, it's Alex Ko, the father of three jobs here, and today I've got my fifth episode, and it is an interview. I'm not speaking with myself today, but I've invited a very special guest on the show. He is also a personal friend, and it's a pleasure to get his time. He's a very, very busy man. You think I'm busy? This man is a lot busier than me. So today I would like to welcome an inspiring father who's turned from an engineer to an entrepreneur. He's got a really good job, a really good career, but has decided to take the deep dive into property investing. And yeah, so let me stop talking and let me introduce a dear friend and also an entrepreneur today that can inspire us all. Pouvanart, Taechakumput, or we call it.
Hello, what's up, guys? Hey, Alex, good to be here. It's good to be here. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, thank you for your time. It's Sunday evening. As parents, I know we're really tired, but you took your time to come onto my show, onto my podcast, to give me the support and also to share your story. So I hope that I can take your story and then inspire others just to help people. Tell us about yourself. Give us a bit of introduction. Tell us about yourself. Let the
Okay, I
audience.
think I think I'm gonna go back. Just where we started, where we first met.
Mm.
That was way back in 2000. So that's more than shit. It's almost like 20 years now.
Oh, it's 2 years ago. Oh yes. Yes. Yeah.
It's quite scary. So I went to Liverpool University. Obviously, my parents, they value so much in education. So I come from a middle class background family, a humble background. But my parents, they value so much on educations, and they keep saying to me that, well, you need to go to good school, so you can have a good grades, get a good job, and then go to work for someone else. It's the typical rich dad, poor dad, philosophy.
Yep.
When they say that, it's almost like when I read the book, it's almost like I'm reading about myself, where you just kind of go through the whole cycle all the time.
Yep.
So I went to a pretty good school, I would say. Went to awesome university with you. We actually went to the same course. So it's amazing. But then what happens afterwards, right? So both of us, we went into even higher educations to do a PhD.
Yeah.
We came out 2000. I think you finished in 2007.
Yeah.
I finished in 2008. I came out and then I had no job. So I was jobless for a year. Actually, Alex, you did inspire me to become an engineer in oil and gas industry.
Yeah.
You went into it first and you said to me, hey, Pooh, this could be good. And, it could be a very, very good career for you too. So I took advice, and then I went into oil and gas. And I think that's where our journey kind of differs in the path a little bit.
Yes.
So you went up to Aberdeen, I went down to Woking.
Yep.
And then we just did our own thing for the next 10 years.
Yep.
So
wow, 10 years, huh? 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's crazy times, and it goes by so quickly. But what I learned in those 10 years is that every single day when I come back home, sometimes because I'm not with my wife then, sometimes it was very, very lonely, because you have to stay, work hard for yourself. At the end of the month, when I look at my paycheck, when I get my paycheck, it was great. But then when I look at them, you feel sad, because once the next day, when you look at your bank accounts, the money had gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I was renting for a long time, and renting down south is very, very expensive. So, every single month, money comes in, money goes out. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, I moved on with my relationship with my wife. and we got married. So, but before that, I had to save up to do for the wedding. And
Mm.
obviously, with an Asian wedding, it's quite hefty on the sum. Like you need, it's almost like you need to put on a great show.
For one night,
Nothing
huh?
for one night. So that one wasn't great either. But luckily, because my firm was, was very kindly sent me to work abroad. So everything, the timing was perfect, and I managed to, to save a lot of money. But at the same time, I spent it all on the wedding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a thing that it's almost like a cycle that I just can't escape. There was no
Yeah.
way around it. Every day is the same. I thought I was living a good life, and I spent a lot of time learning technical stuff. So I felt
Yes.
confident. I felt like I'm a great engineer.
Yes.
I could do this, I could do that. Technically, I am, I like to say that I'm very excellent.
Good. Good.
But then what I neglected the most was my personal development. So developing myself, I mean, I'm not talking about soft skills. I'm not talking about any, presentation skills or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
about me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do I do like spiritually? Do I even take care of myself? Because when I was working so hard for the company, and
Yeah.
then, you know, when I let myself down, I got myself into a route where I got very fat. I became depressed. I don't exercise.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So these kind of things happens. Um, I'm sure it happens a lot to other people too, if they can relate. So and then I think the breaking point for me was that the company went through a redundancy period at some
Okay.
point.
Is it when was it?
I think it's
2012?
2015.
Right. 2015.
And obviously at that time I still lied to myself to say that actually I'm a pretty good staff. I'm a very
Yes.
good personnel, so they should keep me. That
Yes.
that was something I told myself all the time. Yeah.
Right.
So I said I'm a great person. I'm a really good asset for the company. They should keep me. I was
How
hoping
long?
all.
So 2015. So there was about after 8 years with the company, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Seven,
8 years.
seven,
Yeah, I
seven
would
to eight
say so.
years.
I
Yeah.
would agree. I would agree what you said. Yeah, 8 years with the company. Yep.
But the thing is, if you actually own a business, right, and then you look through the eyes of the business owner, it doesn't matter how your resources are. If there's a point where you need to get rid of that overhead cost, it doesn't matter. You have to go.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how good you are. At some point, you would have to go. And this is, you know, it's you are under other people's mercy all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that year, I actually went back to see my family back in Thailand.
Yep.
And then I realized that, I saw my parents. My parents are getting much older. My grandmother, she was very old. She's bedridden. And it came to a point where I said, I can't keep doing this all anymore because I need to be with them. I need to do all the things that I could to
Yeah.
be with my family because I've been away for too long.
Yeah.
And that was when something kind of hit you real hard. Um, I guess the thing is, when if you want to change in your life, it won't happen if you don't get inspired or you don't get desperate. You know, and
Hmm.
for me, it's a bit of both. That
Really?
I am desperate to change. I had this moment that you said fuck it,
Right.
and you need to change. And then obviously, the best thing that I did was I took my training shoes, put them on, put the gears on, and then just went running. And I went along this canal that I normally run.
Yep.
And under that bridge, there's one bridge that I usually run past. There's a wording right that's written on it. And it says, in the midst of difficulties lies opportunity. And that's when I stopped and looked and I said,
Yeah.
wow. that's when it really hit me. That's when it resonated so much, and it changed everything. So that day I went to Waterstones. I think it's called Waterstone or something, the
Yeah,
bookstores.
the bookstore. Yeah, yeah,
And this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, were just right in front of me on
yeah,
the shelf for no reasons. I don't know
yeah,
if it's just the coincidence or if it's something else. And I saw it. I said, "Who is this Asian guy? What's
yeah. Robert
Robert
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki? Yeah, Kiyosaki, right?"
Kiyosaki. Yeah,
So I said, "What is it about Rich Dad Poor Dad? I wanted to know more." So I picked it up and just took it to the counter. I said, "Okay, let me give it a shot and see
yeah,
how it went."
yeah.
And that book changed my life. So
Wow,
that was the beginning. So
wow, wow,
yeah,
wow.
so that was how it started.
Yeah,
Um, the reason that I go into property,
yes.
um, you know,
So when was this that you went? So you pick up the book in 2015 when you visit your parents. Then you encountered the book that you encountered
yeah,
branded the book, and when was that? So you knew your comfort zone. So you reached your comfort zone became the fear zone. You and then
yeah. So
after that,
I got
yeah,
scared. I got desperate, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that was when that. But then a lot of people, sometimes it does. They don't have to go through the same transition all the time.
yeah,
It can be a lot smoother transitions, but sometimes people
yes,
just need to kind of hit the brick wall until you're like, oh man, I don't have anywhere else to go. I need to do something,
yes,
right? But the thing is, you don't want to become an accidental investor because you were forced to do something. Let's say, for example, you got sacked out of your job,
mm,
and then you said, I need to invest in business. I need to build something, without knowing anything. Now,
yes.
I think to me that is suicidal. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So it could be a lot smoother. It
yes,
doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be so sudden like this, but
yeah,
um, obviously, you must feel the change. You must feel that incident, one incident in your life that would
yeah.
trigger that part in your brain to say, "Fuck it, I'm changing." You
Okay.
know, um, yeah. So
It's,
that's
wow. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Many people had to go through a hard transition to
yeah,
change. But then, if you had the choice to change before you hit the hard brick wall or the starvation road, why not do it? I can completely see where you're coming
yeah.
from.
I mean, but I think for a lot of people, it could have been like, even for myself as well. If I hadn't picked up that book and read, my mentality was still going to be the same. That, oh, okay, I get sacked from this work. I'm just going to apply for a new job and keep it going, and keep going forward again and again. So until your mindset is changed,
Yeah,
and until you decided to change yourself, nothing's going to change.
things can change. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I remember reading that book as well. I picked up that book when I was 17 when it first came out, and
Yep.
there's always one term that I always remember because when you go to school, teacher always teach you that money is root to all evils. That's what my teacher taught me because I went to a Christian school. And when
Okay.
I read that book, and it's I remember till today, it's not enough money is the real root to all evil.
It is.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I know we think
Well,
that money is evil. It does evil things, but if a family, a mom and dad who has a kid, you don't have enough money to buy a baby pram or powdered milk, or what do you do? That's you can't
correct.
feed
Yeah.
your family. It's kind of climate. That's evil. It breaks up family. So
Yeah.
I that's an inspiring book. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think I came to realize that what I actually like doing these days. Engineering, we learn a lot of technical stuff, and then we are more like a problem solver. What I came to realize is that I didn't actually like engineering,
You
but
you didn't.
I didn't like engineering. What I like to do is solve problems. That's what I
Okay.
like the most. Now, the reason I get into this property business is because you are actually solving people's problem in real life. But at this time,
Oh, okay.
property is not just like buy bricks and mortars, do it up, sell or rent.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. That's how I understood
this
it. Yeah. Yeah.
now it's about solving some people's problems, more into financial problems. and you can help them to move on with their life. If you can
Ah,
somehow, bridge that gap and make it a win-win scenarios for everybody, then that is to me the real success for property investing.
wow.
So
Wow, I didn't realize that because
yeah.
when I grew up, I always thought property investing was I've got loads of money. What do I do? I buy a property, rent it out. Get more money, buy another property, rent it out. That's always what I thought, but I never
Right.
realized from the aspect of helping
Yep.
artists
Yep.
solve their problem because not
Yep.
everyone knows about mortgage, not everyone knows about expansion, and you are
Yep.
an expert there, you know. And can I ask? So maybe for viewers to know. So, like for a financial advisor, you need a certificate to be to be a medical practitioner. You need a certificate. So, as a property investor, do you need any qualification for it? What do you need to get to where you are just now to be the expert? Do you need a certificate or do you just need skills?
Well, I think I would ask back first, what would those certificate do for you?
Mm,
Yeah. So we got a PhD, we
mm,
got our certificates.
mm.
What did it do for us? Not very much,
Uh,
right?
Not very much. Just fill 2 pages of the CV, really, or maybe half a
Yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah. Not very much. So the thing
Yeah.
is, you don't need anything. You need your will to get out from your sofa. You need to have an open mind to be, to be wanting to learn. So the things you must have a reason to do. When you want to venture out to do your own whatever you wanted to go and achieve,
Yeah.
you must have a will and the desire to do it more than I think it's more than anything.
Yeah.
So like for my case, it's my family, it's my parents, it's my mom and dad in-laws parents, so they are the reason that I wanted to go out to do this. When I take a look at my baby girl's eyes, take a look at my wife's eyes, everything just makes sense.
Yes.
There's no there's no there's nothing else to stop me anymore. So every day, even though I feel like shit,
Yeah.
next day, get up, do it again. Because when
Yes.
I look at them, it just makes sense to do it. So you need to have these kind of reasons to go on and do.
Yes.
I think most useful is not about yourself at all. If you
Yeah.
can do it for others people,
Selfless. Yeah.
for yeah, then you will succeed. So
Mm, mm.
but the road is it's long and hard, and it's
Yeah.
um,
So, but at the point when you were standing and deciding to, you read your book, you were standing and decided to jump into property investment. Do you not have that uncertainty, the fear that comes to your head saying, "Hey,
yeah, yeah,
Pooh, you're
yeah,
in a good job, you're in a great job, you've got a good career to climb, and why do you want to take the jump? Why do you want to change your career? You spent so long trying to do this, but why do
yeah,
you?
yeah.
So
all,
can
all,
you,
all
can
the
you
time,
share
Alex.
share with
All
us? Yeah.
definitely. I mean, all the time I take it that this is actually what do you call it? It's like a basic instinct that we have. Obviously we need to have that fear in us, so we don't do stupid things, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, defensive.
so just imagine, I mean, if like 10, I don't know, 100,000 years ago, if you happen to see a saber tooth, and if you're fearless, then what are you gonna do? Jump out and pat them,
Share
That's
anything.
yeah. So I think, I mean, that fear is our instinct to keep us safe.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's wrong to have that fear at all. It's a good thing. I still have that fear in my head every single day. But the thing is to go out and do this, any business or anything at all, um, you have to quiet that part of your head, and it comes with the practice,
Yeah.
and I think it comes with good preparation as well. I think I've listened to Will Smith recently when he was just about
Yeah.
to do skydiving, and he said, all the wars that you had up to the point where you want to jump, it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
doesn't affect
because
anything. Yeah.
so you just think about it, this and that, this and that, this and that, but right up to the point, that's when you're gonna make a jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But I think for me, I find it really important as well to have the knowledge and everything to back you up.
Yeah.
you're still going to have that fear in your head, but
Yeah.
at least you have some kind of knowledge, you have a team, you have everything kind of back you up to the point. And when you have to jump, you just jump. You need to believe in yourself and jump. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
Wow. Wow.
But I wouldn't, I've listened to a lot of people as well, and they said, just jump and roll your wings on the way down. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know, you know.
So what you're saying is making the jump is good, but is it positive preparation that we need or
Yeah, yep. So self-belief,
self?
affirmations, it's
Okay.
important.
Foundation for me.
Education is important. But
Okay.
now the type of education you're gonna get in your head this time has to make sense. You know, like for myself, if I could rewind the time, would I go to engineering again? Probably not. No.
True.
I
Okay.
might go to something that actually give me more life skills that I can use. If I
So,
could rewind the time. But
eh, Pooh, can you share with us about your business? Tell the audience your business name and what you do, because we heard a bit of snippet about you helping doing property investment, helping people solving their problems. Can we dig a bit up on that? Can you give me a bit more info on
yeah,
that one?
yeah.
And
So I
start
mean,
off with your property name, your company name, sorry. What's your
so the
company name?
company name is called Property Ladder Solutions. The website is propertyladder.solutions with an S. So property ladder solutions, the aim is to actually to help people, to move on with their life, move on with their circumstances in life. Sometimes there are times where, let's say for example at the moment we are at Brexit. There's so much uncertainties, and there's a lot of ups and down negatives in the air. Sometimes people are very, they find it really really difficult um, to sell their house. And there could be a time when they said, well, I wanted to achieve this price because there's a need, there's a reason behind that. But what if you were an agent, when you listed your house with an agent,
Mhm.
if they, let's say for example, you listed, if your house is worth around 400K,
Yes.
and then the agent said, great, beautiful looking house, I think it's going to worth around 450 when the fair market price is 400. One thing the agent would do that is because they wanted to get your main listing with them.
Okay.
Second thing is that you only take one person to buy that house, and if somebody actually, you know, act a little dumb enough to come in to buy the property at a dumb price, obviously the agent's going to get pay more, which is good for them. We are trying to add the values in terms of transactions. So if we
Okay.
find a case where, yes, there might be, only £5,000 equities in the house, and the market is quite depressing at this time,
Yeah.
we can offer to buy your house for more,
Okay.
but we take a little bit of let the time heal it.
Okay.
So we might say, what about Alex? What if I were to offer you at 420 or 425,
Okay.
which is more than the market price at that time at 400,
Yep. Yep.
or maybe even 430.
Okay.
And I said, Alex, can we complete in 5 years' times?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in the meantime, what if I pay you rent every single month as well? I
Okay.
guaranteed you the rent every single month, so you don't, you can just move on to your next place. There's no need to worry about anything. I'll do all the maintenance. You don't have to worry about anything at all.
Okay.
Does that sound a bit more promising, or?
Yeah. Yeah. So you get your rental income paid for 5 years, and then the transaction occurs
Yeah,
selling on the fifth year when hopefully
on
the
the fifth
market's up
year at full price.
at full price. Ah,
Yep,
okay.
at
Sounds
430.
yeah, sounds a lot a good deal. But so if you delay it by 5 years and guaranteed the rent, how do you make money? How do you make
That's a
money
very
out
good
of it?
question.
Yeah.
Um, First thing, it depends on what you like to do with the property.
Okay.
And we discussed about the rent, the guarantee rental income that I'm going to be paying to you.
Okay.
In this case, maybe what if what's a fair, let's just do as an example,
Mm.
what's the fair market rent for, let's say, property around your area or something?
400 grand, maybe 1,200 a
A
month.
thousand two hundred.
Presume it's
Okay.
like a three, four bed flat. Yep. Four bed
Yep.
house, sorry.
Okay. And just imagine, just for the sake of argument,
Yeah.
that property is in actually it's in excellent location. It's in very close to all the amenities, all the town centers, all the gyms and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
Very good transport link. Everything is ideal. So I know that's going to be very easy to let it out.
Okay.
Now, um, if you were to do this yourself, would you say that you would have some kind of headaches with the tenants sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
you can't really guarantee you're gonna get a perfect tenant
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
Um, are you gonna be thinking about like maintenance? Because
Yeah.
at some point they will have to call you. You
Yep.
have to send the handyman out. If not, you have to send yourself out to
Yep.
fix it.
Yep. Yep.
So there are some tenant headaches. There are some maintenance issues, headaches, and stuff like that, insurance, this and that. So
Yes.
there are quite a few headaches in becoming a landlord.
Okay.
Now, what if I were to say that I'm going to take all that pain away from you
Okay.
and I guarantee the rental income? It might be below that 1200, it might be
Okay.
750,
Yep.
but I take away all the pains.
Okay.
Does that sound
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Yeah. So the properties you do all basically do all the servicing for them. If it's at 1,200, then they can is it how much do you give them and how much do you take just to keep your business afloat or
well, this is the thing.
yeah.
So it depends on your exit strategy of how you
Yes.
wanted to come out from this and how you're going to make money, how you're going to create the money from this.
Right.
So let's say, for example, if I were to go into, what if I said to you that, okay, if you're happy with 750,
Yes.
and then what if I can rent the house? I do it nicer, and I rent the house even more. I get about 1,800 per month. Now,
Right.
now
Right.
that to me
Right.
as a single
Right. I
let
can
would
see your
be
business.
would be
Yes.
would be great. Yep.
Wow.
Um,
It's
so
yeah.
that's one thing. And the thing is, I don't need to dig up all my upfront cash to buy the property, which is 400K.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is one way of doing things. The other way is that what if I turn your property into a multi-let? Obviously, that we're gonna comply with all the regulations that the
Yes.
council provided,
Yes.
and obviously you do it to a very nice standards. You beat other competitions. You can charge and let out even more expensive per
Yeah.
room.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and
Oh,
and
great.
obviously your cash flow is gonna be 3 times or 4 times more.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Uh, I like it. I like it. So it's like you having a buy to let property, but without buying the property. You're getting someone else's
correct.
property.
Yes.
You
Yep.
give them whatever they need because their
Yep.
mortgage might be low. All they care
Yep.
is about paying off the mortgage. You give them a bit more, and then you
Yep.
keep in between. You just set a price, and then whatever the
Yep.
hard work you work or how you fluctuate with the maintenance and stuff, it covers so you
Yep.
make a bunch of profit, and
Yep.
that's you.
Yep.
It's you.
But there's a margin for us as well that we have to
Exactly.
meet. We have to meet. We can't go below that margin,
Right.
because if you were to go below, then it's gonna be yourself that's gonna get hit by that cost. So
Right, right. So with I suppose all the viewers, UK viewers, be interested with Brexit coming up. What do you think about property prices? What is going to happen to property prices in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Have you got any view? We would like to hear your take on it because we couldn't
my
predict future, but we want to hear your view on it.
right, okay. So I don't have a crystal ball.
Yes.
Nobody has. If somebody tells you that they know where it's going, that guy is lying. You know. So,
Simon,
so
liar, liar.
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. But for me, in my own opinion, I'm
Yes.
not a financial advisor. I'm not an economist. I'm just a guy who invests in property. Um, it's going down. It's gonna burst. The bubble have to burst, and it will burst. There's,
Yes.
someone else. I've met a lot of people who says to me that, who, everything's gonna go great. Price is gonna keep going up and up and up. So I said, well, are you you don't believe in economic cycles? It's almost like, you don't believe in sunsets and sunrise,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
exactly the same thing,
Yep.
So
Yep. So economy bubble is gonna come, but
yeah,
it's
yep,
slowly coming down just now. Is it? Financial Times be saying that areas of London has been going down, Aberdeen's been going down, Manchester, Birmingham's been going
yep,
down.
yep.
But what
And
you
I
said,
think it's a collapse
it's yeah,
that happens around the world as well. It's not just, you know,
exactly. It's not just
it's
UK.
not
Yeah.
just like UK that happens and then it drag the whole thing. No, because everything's all linked up together.
Yeah.
So there's going to be signs somewhere, in the Far East, in China, in
Yes.
India,
Yes.
in the BRIC countries, and eventually it will just pull the thing down because it has to reset.
Yes. Yes. So, what
Yeah,
would your advice be on property investing on the way down? Should we just not do anything, not sell, not buy, or do we just hold our money until when it drops?
yeah, and
What's the advice?
until well, if you do that, you're just gonna go back into that fear zone,
Yeah.
and um, and you're just gonna give in to that guy in your head.
Yeah.
When I have this kind of uncertainties, what I tend to do is I tend to ask myself, what am I fear of that? What are my fears?
Yeah.
And then I kind of write it out first, and I
Mm.
said, okay, this is my first point I'm actually scared of.
Yeah.
Can I do something about it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so basically it's like a chair,
Yeah.
and you just knock one leg off at a time until that chair collapses.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So your fear is gone because there are other reasons that help you to build up your case. But if you worry about something that you can't actually do about it, right? Then
Yes. And it's
why
kind
would
of
you
control.
worry?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we don't need to worry about those kind of stuff because we can't do anything about it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We should
So
worry about something that we can do. And
true.
so coming back to your question, I would the first thing I would say, if anybody wants to get into property, I wouldn't jump in straight because I know
Mm.
nothing about
Yeah.
property.
Okay.
I've had a friend who came to me and said, "Pooh, I like the fact that you're doing property. I'm doing property too, and
Mm.
I just bought my house, this and that." And I said, "Oh, okay. So how many deals have you looked at?" I said, "Yeah, we just look at three, four, three, I think." And then I
Yeah.
bought one.
All right.
You
So
know,
he just sounds like you went to the car supermarket and bought a car.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the thing is, before we buy a property, one property, we look at 100 to buy
Yeah.
one property.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Right.
we make 10 offers. Sorry, we did 10 out of that 100, we did 10 viewings,
Yes.
and then we make 5 offers.
Okay.
Three will get accepted, or maybe three rejected,
Okay.
and we just pick one. So,
True.
you
True. You
know,
can pick everything,
so
you know? Yep. Yep.
no, but that's the scale of work that you have to do. You can't just look at one deal and say that's the best deal I've seen because you've only seen one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
So you must have like for me, I have to look at least 100 just to buy one.
Yeah,
So
you have to assess your risk and how much
yeah,
risk or margin that you need to take,
yeah,
and but the other person accepts it as well. Yeah.
yeah. Because the more you look at it and you learn from each deal,
Yeah.
and you become more experienced to say that actually that's quite a crap deal. I don't want it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna let it go.
Okay.
Um, so there should be a case where you can actually let go of the deal as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a reason for letting it go. So
Okay.
yeah,
So when you mention deals, yeah, so do you so obviously you're looking for the opportunity for somebody trying to sell. So are you looking at people trying to sell or houses have been on the market for long and you try to swoop in and try to offer them a deal? Is that what you're doing? Or do
yes,
you?
yep. We have to try to source the deals in many ways.
Yeah.
So like one of the ways was to send out letters.
Okay.
This is the direct mail that we do marketing campaigns to the to anybody that wants to sell their house.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Basically, I mean, I've gone around the places in, let's say, in walking.
Yeah.
I've looked around the place and I said, well, these houses can be converted. These houses we can add some more values into it. And then what I do is I target the whole street. I just flood my letter with that street.
Oh, I see. I see.
And most of the time, people don't come back to me at all. But there'll be one case when you get a call, and
Right.
that's gonna be your golden nuggets.
And
So
that's where you're gonna. That's my. Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I know. You're busy, man. I've got one intriguing last question, Boo, So I don't hold you for too long as well,
That's okay, no
I've
problem.
taken a lot of your time, trying to dig information. But there's one question I really intriguingly want to know is, so what do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you see you and your company in 5 years? I mean, is it the number of properties you own? Is it diversification overseas? What is your vision? I would like you to share your vision with us. And
Current target is to buy around 4 properties a year.
mm,
I mean, I've met a lot of property investors who've done so much more. They can buy 12 a year. So there's one a
really,
month. Yeah. But I know for me, within 5 years' times, actually within 3 years, I'll be financially free.
right? So you work the numbers, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So let's say, for example, you need to know where you are before you can, so you can know where you're going, right? Because
Yeah,
the thing is, if you don't know where you are, then where you stand,
exactly.
it's very difficult. So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, if your household's expense, let's say, it's 3 grand, you work
Okay.
out all the numbers and you said, these are the numbers that I need to get to, which is three
Target in your
thousand
head.
pounds. And then if you do any kind of investments, what kind of return can it get back to you for to achieve, you know, what is the amount that you have to do to get it up to that 3 grand so you can be free,
Yes.
right? So let's say, for example, for property, if we aim that every single property that we're going to go into,
Yeah.
I'm going to make £500 profit each month. That's a net profit. Cut everything off,
Ah.
with all the any kind of expenses, voids, any stuff like that. So this is pure net profit that we're going to achieve.
Yep.
So we can live off it, right? It means I need 6 properties to be free.
Wow. Wow. So three get six properties finally.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just simple maths, huh? It's
Yeah,
just simple maths.
very simple. Yep.
This
So there's
what
no need to
wow.
complicate things too much,
Yeah.
so
Why did it not teach us in school? What the hell is school for? Teach us about biology and integration of maths, and all you have to do is simple 500 times
yeah,
6
correct.
is
Yep.
3 grand, and that's how much you spend. Financial free, your time to do other stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
You have to
And
do.
um
It's
and,
just
and
yeah.
we just need to keep having that reason that's bigger than us to keep it going every day.
Yes.
That's the thing that keeps me going, because sometimes, I just want to cry.
Mm.
It's so painful, it's so hard, everything. But when I felt like that, I hit the gym straight to
Yes.
keep my mental strength back. And I listen to, a lot of podcasts of self-help audio books and stuff like that.
Yes.
And it keeps you going. So
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. I get Denzel Washington every time in the morning. Denzel Washington's got really powerful YouTube one. Like, get up. What are you doing?
yeah,
Like, yeah, I know where you're
good.
going.
That's good.
Great.
It's
But
very good.
thanks for sharing. I think. Oh wow. Thanks a lot for your time. There's so much I want to ask, but I think we're running out of time of your time. Not.
That's
I'm
okay.
sure
No
the audience
problem.
want to hopefully get you back again sometime.
Yeah, yeah.
Share more. And so, if any of the audience listening to this podcast, leave comments below. Hopefully, in future, I can secure this gentleman's time again, and so we can dig a bit more. He's so
Well, I'm
resourceful.
more than happy anytime, Alex. So
Thank you.
thank you for having me
Thank
today.
you. Yes.
Um, but then, obviously the first thing is, all the properties that I buy is going to be an asset that I can pass on to the next generation in my family.
Yes.
So they would have a choice that, whether if they wanted to go to work because they want to, not because they have to, but they would have to earn this knowledge from me.
Yes.
So they can't just say that, oh, my dad, he built me a property portfolios, now I can relax. No, that means that I fail as a father, because I fail to pass on my wealth. Because your wealth is your knowledge as
Yes.
well. That's one of the things.
Wow.
um, so
Wow.
so yeah, so
Thank you.
hopefully one day,
Yeah.
yeah, I can inspire, I can teach more.
You are
um,
already inspiring.
yeah,
You are already
so
inspiring everyone. Thank you. Wow. That's
yep.
powerful. That's powerful things that I never thought about. You've just immersed me in that energy. I really appreciate it. So,
Thank you.
wow. Thank you very much, Pooh. I appreciate your time, and we would like to hear more about you. Well, obviously, I need to cut short because, I've taken an hour of your time now. So,
It's
thank you very
okay.
much. I'm sure
Yeah.
the audience, thank you on behalf of the audience, and I would like to hear from you in future. And I hope this inspires you all listeners out there from a dear friend, Pooh. and then hopefully this podcast will change your life. And like Pooh said, it's self-belief. Self-belief is very important, and the reason to believe. Thank you. All right, Pooh.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
time
much, Alex.
again.
All right, man. We catch up soon
Take
again.
care. Take care.
Take good
Bye.
care, buddy.